everyone, welcome to the first official episode of Spicy Saturdays. I'm your host, Danny J, and today's movie is Tim Burton's Alice in Wonderland. Let's get started. So Alice's first dress is a blue ankle-length dress that also, along the hemline, has rabbits that foreshadows her falling down into the hole. When she falls down into the hole, you can see the several different layers that go into her dress, including stockings and some underskirts. So this next dress of Alice's is actually very simple, but it has a flower on the top and a complicated crisscross bodice that the Mad Hatter makes for her when she shrinks. The next outfit is the one that she wears in the Queen of Hearts castle that was made out of curtains because she grew larger. It's very almost disheveled and layered in various ways. So now that we've looked at these three costumes that Alice wore, the first one, on a personal note, is probably my least favorite. It's very simple, kind of dull, but it's also a period piece. That being said, I did like that they had the rabbits embroidered along the hemline to foreshadow the rest of the movie. The second outfit was one of my favorites that Alice wore. It showed tailoring, but in a simplistic way that really showed the Mad Hatter's abilities. The third one, while I didn't really feel like it fit Alice's character, I did think that it fit well in the movie as the fact of, at that point, Alice really didn't know who she was. This also was one of my favorite outfits as far as the way that it was layered and the kind of the roughness of it. The Tweedles. I feel like they have the most different costumes from the original cartoon animated version of Alice in Wonderland to this one. Instead of having bright colors, they're wearing black and white stripes with just a touch of color for their suspenders. Queen of Hearts. What an amazing character. She demands your presence and your attention with her big personality, but also her big skirt, nipped in waist, huge collars, and huge head. What a way to have the villain really stand out. Mad Hatter definitely stands out in this movie with his kooky style. His tie literally moves depending on his mood. His jacket layered and burned to look old. Disheveled socks. The little accessories that are marks of his trade, from the spools of thread to the pin rings, even pins and needles in his hat. And Johnny Depp's performance. This next outfit, very simple compared to his other outfits. Simple blue shirt, tie. When looking at the two Mad Hatter's costumes, it's very two different Mad Hatters almost. First one, which is the costume with slight variations that he wears for most of the movie. It's very fun, crazy, mad, eccentric, whatever you want to call it. And then the one where he's in the castle with the Red Queen, it's very toned down. He still has like his tie, he still has a lot of his certain characteristics, but his costume does change. He wears a vest, he has an apron with a heart on it. He just seems very toned down to his usual crazy self. It's almost like with Alice, it's that plot of just showing how when you're under the Red Queen's rule, she really changes who you are. White Queen is exactly her name. Her dress is white. Very beaded, embroidered, poofy skirt. So wrapping up this video, I want to just say overall, I feel like Colleen Atwood stayed very true to the original characters from both the books and the animated Alice in Wonderland, but also putting her own spin on it, like with the Tweedles, for instance, giving them a very muted color palette with just a touch of color, or Alice building her character of searching for who she is, of realizing Wonderland is not a dream. I hope you enjoyed this first episode of Spicy Saturdays. Join me next week when we dive into the second Alice in Wonderland movie, Alice Through the Looking Glass. Until then, I'm going to go dive down another rabbit hole. See you later.